So welcome back everyone, Mike here. It is Saturday morning and so far no snow. They keep saying we're supposed to get a whole bunch starting this morning. Supposed to snow all day today, all night tonight. We'll see what happens. If we do get a bunch of snow, I'll be doing some snow plowing videos. We'll test some different stuff out. We got a little snow blade for the RK24, aka Sherman. Also a pusher box for that. We may use the Ranger a little bit. And then when it gets really cold, I'll be in the cab of the RK55 using the rear blade. Now the rear blade's really not as handy, in my opinion, as like a pusher box, even on a smaller tractor or a blade, you know, regular snow plow. But it's supposed to get down to like 5 degrees or something tomorrow night, and I have a lot of plowing to do. I'll do our place, my mom's place, my sister's, like 3 neighbors, the brick house. I mean, all in all, it's quite a bit of plowing, and they're all different, so it'll be a good test of all the equipment. You know, there's one paved driveway, there's one that's kind of rough. My sister's driveway's real long, kind of rough. I'll probably just use the RK55 and the rear blade on that. Our place, they're all different, so it'll be kind of a good test to give you some idea, you know, what might work for your property. A lot of guys like using a blower. They are fantastic, they are. Now around here, we really don't get enough snow that I could justify a snow blower. I mean, when you need one, you need one. You know, sometimes we'll get a 2-foot snowfall, but they're very rare. For example, a buddy of mine in 2016, 2 years ago, he just lives like an hour and a half south of me. They got, I don't know, 27, 28 inches of snow. He said, that's it, no more. He's getting a snow blower for his tractor, and he bought one, hasn't used it yet. So that's one of those things with a blower, you know, a very specialized tool, and they're kind of pricey. But if you're in an area where you get a lot of snow, a blower is probably the answer. For us, you know, we can just kind of get by no problem at all with a snow plow or a little pusher box, or even a rear blade on a tractor will be fine. But anyway, enough about snow plowing because there's no snow yet. That's not what today's video is about. We're going to take a look at the RK37. The ultimate firewood setup is what I call it. A lot of people have been asking, you know, what does all that cost? There were people throwing numbers out. That's a $50,000 setup for getting firewood. They're kind of way off on all that. But we're going to get all that out because I got a little bit of firewood to do before the snow comes, and we'll kind of go over everything and we'll talk pricing today. I normally don't do videos like that. You know, my partnership with Rural King, I just use this stuff. That's all I'm supposed to do. That's all I agreed to do, and that's all that they wanted me to do. But when people ask questions, you know, I will answer them. And as far as pricing goes, I think it's something that needs discussed for good reason. It needs said, and I'm going to say it. I mean, you could call this a tractor commercial, whatever you want, I don't care. I guess it kind of is, although it's not a conventional commercial because nobody had asked me to do this. I don't even think they wanted me to do this. Nobody knows I'm doing it, and I just had the idea the other day. But some things need said, and we're going to go over it. I think you'll find it pretty interesting. Oh, something I don't want to forget to mention. Today is Melissa's birthday. She is 49 years old today. Now I know you don't normally talk about how old a lady is, but she looks like she's 29, so I figure why not. And she is actually on her way home from the gym right now. Her and daughter Hannah were over there, and she should be back here any minute. Here comes the birthday girl now. I was just telling everyone it's your birthday, 49 today, so don't lie to them and tell them you're younger than that.
Okay.
How's your birthday going so far?
Don't lie. Well, okay, we had a salt bike today, and we had to do 100 calories for time, and then each week we work on that on Saturdays. And I was the last one off. One guy did it in 4 minutes. Wow. That's incredible. I won't give my time right now.
Did they get you anything at the gym?
There were balloons, yeah, I have them in the Jeep.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Nice balloons there. Daughter Hannah's taking Melissa out for breakfast, and then we'll go out for dinner later on.
And there'll be a lot of snow.
They keep saying that it's supposed to be...
Can I tell them about the famous birthday?
Yeah.
So this is like maybe 15 years ago. Mike had some snowplow accounts he did, and we were going to, I got to pick. Mike doesn't like seafood. I picked Red Lobster, which happened to be near one of the accounts that he would plow. And he says, you know what, let me drop you off because there's a little bit of a wait, I'm sure. And then I'm gonna go check the lots. And no kidding, he never came back.
I had to pick her up later. It was a bad birthday.
I had to call my parents. You didn't come pick me up. You say that all the time. I called my parents. I seriously told the lady that seated me, it was my birthday, my husband's meeting me here.
I have to get in here to defend myself. It was a really big snowstorm.
It was, and it always is. It always snows on my birthday, usually.
Yeah, it does.
49 years. Every year my mom calls me to tell me that the day I was born, there was a big snowstorm, and every year since.
And it continued that way.
But no kidding, the lady was like, does he know it's your birthday? I'm like, yes,
yeah.
I'm
up plowing a big parking lot, looking at my watch. I'm like, oh, I'm going to hear about this one. Yeah.
Seriously, I called my parents. Because he tells people, no, I came to get you. You might have showed up like
I did, but I think when you were leaving.
The restaurant was closed.
But anyway, happy birthday. I won't do that this year.
Well, I'm driving separate, so.
I don't have any plowing accounts, so we'll be all right. Well, it is definitely snowing now. It's like someone flipped a switch. I mean, it is really putting it down. If it snows like this for like 16 or 18 hours like they think it will, we are going to end up with a pile of snow. There'll be lots of plowing videos over the next day or two for sure. But anyway, today we're going to talk about the RK37, this whole setup here behind me, what I call the ultimate firewood setup. And like I said earlier, you know, if you want to call this a commercial, feel free to, whatever you want. It's kind of unconventional commercial if it is, because nobody asked me to do it. Nobody knows I'm doing it. My partnership with Rural King, it's pretty simple. I just get to use this equipment. It's kind of a win-win for everybody. It gets them exposure, and I get a whole bunch of stuff to use here on the property. Kind of a win-win in my opinion. But anyway, a lot of people ask, you know, what this costs here behind me. And you know, I did that video, the ultimate firewood setup. I'll put it up above here. And there were people throwing numbers out. Oh, that has to be $50,000. And I'm like, boy, it's not even close to that, you know? And so then I kind of got to thinking about doing this video. And I thought, you know what? I can do whatever I want. I'm just going to do it. And we're going to go over the pricing on this thing from front to back, the whole setup here behind me, and just what you get. And now what's interesting about this is there are people out there that, you know, they would never buy an RK tractor. They're not available everywhere, first of all. Maybe someday they will be, I don't know. But some people, you know, buy Ford, buy Chevy, buy Dodge. Some people buy green tractors, orange tractors, and that is totally fine. I got nothing in it. I really don't care what tractor you buy. Doesn't mean anything to me. I don't get a commission. It means nothing to me. But when I have information that I think is, you know, worth sharing to people that may help some people out, I am absolutely going to do that, which is what I'm doing today. So let's go over this thing from front to back, everything that comes with the ultimate firewood setup. I named that, by the way. And then we'll talk about pricing. So starting on the front of this tractor, we have the RK by Dog Granite Grapple. Now that is the 6-foot grapple. It's probably made more for the RK55, but this RK37 handles it very well. I love that grapple. You've seen it in dozens of videos probably. I don't even take it off this tractor anymore. It's primarily used for carrying logs and firewood and brush, you know, piling up brush piles, things like that. It's a really, really nice grapple. I'll give you a better look at each thing here in a little bit. But first off, we've got the grapple on the front of the tractor. Then of course, you know, it's got the loader, quick attach that the grapple mounts to. The tractor, it's the RK37. It's you know, 37 horsepower, comes standard with rear remotes. The rear tires are loaded. It's pretty well decked out. I'm not going to go over all the little things like the, you know, cell phone charger and tilt wheel and all that. I'm not worried about that for these purposes. But the tractor comes pretty well loaded up. Now this one is a shuttle shift. All right, so moving back further, Next, there's a quick hitch in there between the tractor and the big tool rack. So you got the quick hitch. Okay, next we have the big tool rack, which I am quickly falling in love with the big tool rack. Oh, and on a side note, the other day in that Ultimate Firewood video, I pulled a pretty big log out, probably a 60-70 footer. By hooking it onto the hitch on the back of the big tool rack, no problem at all, but I probably wouldn't recommend doing that. You know what I mean? It's really not made for skidding logs, but you know, I saw a 2-inch ball and I had a chain, so I just kind of did what I did. But I don't think it's rated for that, although it does have a pretty substantial, you know, skeleton underneath of that thing. You know, you can tow a little trailer with it or whatever, but I probably wouldn't be skidding logs with it like I did the other day. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend that. But anyway, the big tool rack's fantastic. You can put all your stuff in there. It doesn't even look like there's much on there. I got axes, I got the log ox, chainsaw, fuel cans, chains, wedges, straps, my hard hat, my chaps. I got all that stuff on there, and there's still room for a bunch of other stuff. So big tool rack. So far, I love it. After the big tool rack, you got the RK by King Kutter. It's a 1.5 ton dump trailer. Now that is gross weight. So I don't know what, you know, it's rated at the haul. Probably, it's definitely over a ton. Probably 2,400 pounds, something like that. I'm not even sure. But I have loaded that thing up where it looks like a snow cone with, you know, like 2A limestone, 1.5 inches down to dust, which is very, very heavy rock. I hauled firewood in that, stone, dirt, all sorts of things. It's a fantastic trailer. So this is what I'm calling the ultimate firewood setup. Grapple, tractor with a loader, rear remotes, loaded rear tires, big tool rack, and the dump trailer. Now, I went to rktractors.com, the website. I looked up the price of everything. And one thing that's kind of nice about them is the price is what it is. They do have very good prices on their tractors and equipment. And you don't feel like you're kind of getting a shaft. You know what I mean? You ever see on all the tractor forums and Facebook pages, people looking for a tractor, they're all kind of comparing what their deal is to somebody else. And you know, it's going to depend on location. There's a lot of things it's going to depend on. You know, if they might have a tractor sitting on a lot since February and you're buying it in November, maybe you get a better deal. I have no idea. But these RK tractors, the price is what it is. You're going to get the same price as the next guy and the next guy or whatever. So there's no haggling, negotiation, anything like that. But anyway, for this whole thing is just under $28,000. And the only thing that this does not include is the quick hitch. And I couldn't find that exact one, so I didn't want to misquote. But from the grapple, the tractor, the loader, the rear, you know, the loaded rear tires, the rear remotes, all that stuff, big tool rack, dump trailer, just under $28,000. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is for a couple of reasons. I think that's pretty good. Now, don't get me wrong, 28 grand is a lot of money. My first house was $25,000, so that kind of gives you an idea where I'm at, but that was years ago. The point is, 28 grand for this tractor is, and this whole setup behind me is fantastic as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I was kind of toying with the idea of getting a new pickup truck, maybe a 3/4 ton, and then get a dump trailer. And I started kind of pricing pickup trucks. They're like $60,000, you know, for a nice 3/4 ton pickup. And so 28 grand for this whole setup here, in my opinion, is very good. And something else I want to mention. So, you know, like I said, there's people that are never going to buy an RK tractor. They're not available right now. Some people will buy orange, they'll buy green, no matter what happens. And that's totally fine. I don't care what you buy. But this helps us all out. If you own, you know, like a rural property or a little landscaping business or whatever, and you need a tractor, this is beneficial for everybody. It really is, and I'll tell you why. You know, say you go into your dealer and you're looking at a tractor, whatever color it is, it doesn't matter, and they come up with a 37 horsepower tractor, and you're looking at, you know, 26 to 30 some $1,000. You know, pull out your phone and just be like, this whole setup right here, and show them this video, even if you want to, is $28,000. Say, what can I get in this dealership for $28,000? And I think it's just helpful for everybody. I believe that competition is just a wonderful thing, and that's what makes this country great. And I love the idea of more competition, and I just think it's better for the end user, the consumers like we are, and it's a win-win for everybody. But anyway, that's about it. Yeah, 28 grand for this setup behind me, just under $28,000 for the whole thing. And like I said, believe me, I know that's a lot of money, but comparing that to what you can get in the world today, it's not very much, and I think it's a heck of a deal. But anyway, like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.